Welcome. This is 95.1 KNVC, Carson City, Mendon, Gardnerville, your community radio station. And it's time right now for Carson Rural Communities Update. And I'm your host, CJ Gilder. And today we have our engineer, Uncle Tamale, visiting with us. Hi, Uncle Tamale. How are you?
Awesome.
Great. And now Laura's not here today. She took a day off. Lucky girl. Mm-hmm. So, have you heard of the Sutro Tunnel before, Uncle Tamale?
Absolutely.
You have?
I have.
Well, we have guests here in the house. We have from Friends of the Sutro Tunnel Charity, we have Harmony Heywood. She came from a diverse history background with a degree in history and heritage, and she specializes in Nevada and Western history, tourism, historical research, and storytelling. Yes. She was just telling us a little bit about a storytelling that you just came from. Yeah. And then she is a certified archivist with a strong background in research. And her main focus is making history engaging and accessible to the public.
Yes.
And then we also have with us today, we have Lucy Cooke, and she is the events and volunteer coordinator for the Friends of the Sutro Tunnel Charity. I didn't know there was a charity. Mm-hmm. This is really cool information. And she came from the Parks and Recreation background with the majority of her career being at Yosemite. And we had just chatted a little bit about maybe a mutual friend of ours at Yosemite. And so Lucy started with the Sutro Tunnel back in March. Mm-hmm. And Harmony just joined the Sutro Tunnel Charity just recently. And so with Lucy, let's see, she joined in March. And one of the favorite things that she likes is getting to work with the volunteers. And I love working with volunteers. They are our VIPs, our volunteers who are really the top priority that makes any nonprofit work, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I wanted to say thank you for coming to see us. And you know what? I forgot to add that Harmony is a member of the American Historical Association. Mm-hmm. What is that exactly, Harmony?
It's an association, just kind of what it sounds, of historians that we get together. We actually pay membership to be a part of it, and it just gives us a lot of things that we can work with each other and bounce ideas off of each other, and just as historians just get together and share ideas and resources and things like that.
And that's a national organization.
Yes.
So it's not the same thing as genealogy research, right?
No, it's more just historians, resources for historians is more what it is.
Wow. So what made you join the Sutro Tunnel Charity?
Oh, well, history is what I love the most. And so I've read a lot about the Sutro Tunnel in the past, just doing Nevada history. I've always thought it was very fascinating. So when I saw that they were looking for someone to come over, I really just wanted to be a part of what they were doing and just bring this tunnel back to life, which is essentially what
it appears it's starting to happen, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's definitely, yes. We've dug a little over 300 feet into the tunnel already, restored it completely, and then we're working right now to restore all of the buildings that we have on site.
So what kind of history do we have with the Sutro Tunnel?
Amazing history. We have so much local history, especially a lot of people like Mr. Tamale here have heard of the Sutro Tunnel. They don't exactly know what it is, but it's a historic tunnel. At the time when it was built in 1878, it was finished. It was one of the greatest engineering marvels of the United States.
Wow. I had mentioned to Lucy that I learned that the Sutro Tunnel helped build San Francisco and New Orleans, and I believe even Galveston.
Yeah, Sutro, Adolph Sutro, became the mayor of San Francisco after he left our area.
Oh, isn't that cool?
He came and he's from Prussia, and he came here, he built the Sutro Tunnel. And then as soon as it was completed, he sort of sold his shares to his brother, Theodore, and he went to San Francisco and made the San Francisco Baths, as well as became mayor of San Francisco. So yeah, he's a good link between us and them.
Wow. So who else was involved in creating the tunnel, and how long did it take?
It took 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah, it's
to dig a hole.
3.8, not a hole, an adit.
Okay.
It's not technically a tunnel, it's an adit.
Okay.
I have to say that. It is 3.88 miles long.
Wow.
Yeah, and it
9 years.
9 years. Yeah, the hard rock mining.
Hard
get
rock
to it.
mining.
Mhm.
Okay, with the, what do you call those little carts, railroad carts or whatever, with the rocks?
The ore carts, we have them actually on site. We have original our ore carts from the time of the tunnel. We have them there at the Sutro Tunnel Complex. They actually have wheels on them that say V&T because that's where the wheels were made, at the same place as they made the V&T.
At the V&T,
Mhm.
wow. So the V&T is also a part of that, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
people can take V&T train tours.
V&T, the railroad doesn't actually go to Sutro Tunnel.
Okay.
But we had our own, there was its own rail system, to take the ore in and out of the tunnel
Okay.
using mules and ore carts.
Okay. And a lot of them went through Dayton, didn't they?
Yes.
Yes. So, hey, folks, if you're just coming on the radio station, you're listening to 95.1 FM, knbc.org. And this is CJ, your host. And we're talking about Carson rural communities and the Sutro Tunnel Charity. One of my favorite things to do is see the Sutro Tunnel. It's very fascinating.
Yes. Have you been out to our complex?
I went out there probably about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, you need to come back.
I know. I have to come back. That's what I keep hearing. You must come back and see it.
The amount of work that the volunteers have done within the last 3 years is tremendous.
Yes.
Lucy here is our volunteer coordinator, and she does a great job with them. And they're what really has made this what it is. The volunteers have, because gosh, in 3 years, I couldn't even begin to describe how different it must have looked. Then we'll have to have you come back out because the buildings, we've restored most of the buildings. We have a museum out there now.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, we've got, like I said, 300 feet into the tunnel, which if you book a private tour, you can actually go inside the tunnel and walk that 300 feet and see what it looks
awesome.
like. Yeah, we've done a lot of work's been done out there.
And so you had some events last year, I believe, last summer. What kind of event was that? Maybe Lucy might want to add to that. Or
last summer.
Last summer we had, I think there was like a tour of the Sutro Tunnel that was going on.
We do public tours of the Sutro
The
Tunnel.
public tour, exactly. I think you had like some really nice foods and catering and food trucks.
They have done quite a few events out there. I know that there was one where there was cards. They were playing cards, like a poker inside the Sutro Tunnel.
Isn't that cool?
We had that set up. We've had, because we're set up as an event venue as well. We've had weddings there. People got married inside the tunnel, which was really cool. And so we've had quite a few just promotional events that have come about.
Wow. So, all right. So you've had weddings here and poker, like a poker run or just a regular poker?
It was a regular game. They set up the tables inside the tunnel and they did a charity poker game.
Well, then, Lucy, what does it take to have an event like that for someone?
Well, you got to reach out to me. That would be Lucy, Lucy, at thesutrotunnel.org. And then we just arrange a date. You can come out to do a site look over. I believe that is $65 for the look over if you want to rent the whole site. If you want to do a private tour, that's just something I would arrange with a guide. It would be $200 for the first 4 people, and then it's $25 a person after that. And we have some wonderful guides, Spencer and Lee and Pat. They just have a deep understanding of the history.
Oh, see, that's the nitty gritty of it that I really like to hear about the tunnel.
Yeah.
So the last time I went, there was someone talking, but man, there's so much that's happened already since.
And the best thing about us is we're a living history park. We're a living history museum. So when you come through, you are living it. You are walking through the tunnel, especially if you come to one of our public tour days or if you come to do a private tour, as Lucy just mentioned. You are walking in history. You are walking in these, you can go inside these buildings and see what they look like and walk through the tunnel and feel what it must have been like for the miners. And like she said, our guides are just, they're so smart and they're so knowledgeable and they really care. So they make you care. They get into it and you get into it and you leave happy and you maybe know a little bit more than you did before about history and we try to make it fun as well.
Yes, cool. Every time I go on the tour, I hear aha moments and laughs. Everyone just really enjoys it.
Very interested into it and getting into it. Yeah. I really like that. So let's go back to the 9 years that it took to build this. You said an attic?
An attic, yeah. So technically a tunnel has an entrance and an exit. The Sutro Tunnel, even though it's called the Sutro Tunnel, is technically an adit because it has an entrance, but it doesn't actually exit. It runs into the Savage Mine, and the Savage Mine, the historic Savage Mine was its exit. So then you would take the elevator back up to get to the surface.
So then with the Sutro Tunnel, what about the Chalor Mine? Were they all interconnected at any time?
Yes. So the Sutro Tunnel, I can't remember exact number, but I believe it connects 23 or 26 mines
Wow.
on its journey, on its 3.88 mile journey. And the big importance of the Sutro Tunnel is, well, a few things. Once you dig about 800 feet down, there was a water problem in the mines.
Okay. The water pressure, was it?
There's an aquifer, an underground aquifer that was flooding all of the mines, and they were having a hard time. They were spending all this money trying to pump out all that water. One of the main problems is it's hot water. Comes out at 150 degrees.
Oh my goodness.
So if you can imagine being a miner, down there trying to get some silver and some gold in scalding hot water, pressure water, hot water, it was creating a really harsh work environment.
And was it like a seismic situation? Like not geysers, but the heated water.
Yeah, it's
coming
like
out?
a hot spring.
Okay,
So
kind of like a hot spring.
kinda like a hot
I was
spring.
looking for the word. I couldn't find it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, it's kind of like a hot spring. So the water comes up hot, and some miners were actually getting scalded to death. It was an issue. Also, ventilation was an issue. By the time Sutro started building his tunnel in 1869, it was one of the most deadly times for miners.
Oh,
in history.
definitely. I could see that.
And so it was more than just to drain the water out of the mines. It was a lifeline to the mines. It provided ventilation. It provided, and more importantly, it provided an escape, a secondary escape from people deep down in the mines. If there were to be a fire or a collapse or a cave-in, they had an exit through the Sutro Tunnel. So it was multifaceted.
Okay, so it took 9 years to build. How long were they able to use it before it got closed?
A lot of people feel like the mining ended, but it actually, mining in Virginia City and the Comstock continued on up until World War II.
Wow.
And the Sutro Tunnel was used until World War II, when all the mines were closed down, for non-essential mines were closed down for the war effort.
Okay.
And that's when the tunnel actually ceased to stop actually being a functioning thing. But it was still helping the mines out and taking ore out of the mines and draining. We still drain water out of the mines
Sure.
today.
Wow. So then I live about 2 miles away from Sutro Tunnel in the Mark Twain area.
Okay.
So if you're new to Nevada or new to the Dayton area, this is probably something really totally new to you, because you have this tunnel.
Yes.
And did that tunnel ever cave in at any
Yes.
time?
Yeah, so before the Friends of Sutro Tunnel came along, the charity, the nonprofit, the tunnel had caved in. And the problem was we didn't know how far. We knew towards the entrance there was a cave in, and it was kind of assumed that the whole tunnel possibly was caved in and that this was just a lost cause. Until we were able to secure a drone, an actual mining type drone.
I've seen that.
Yeah, the footage. You can go to our website at thesutrotunnel.org and check it out. It's amazing.
Yeah.
They flew it in, and that drone was able to tell air quality. It was able to do a bunch of things.
That is so
We had a
cool.
LiDAR done, but what they discovered most importantly was past that cave-in, the tunnel was relatively open. It needed work, obviously, so people could go in, but it was open. It was something that we actually could do. And
Wow.
so the charity got to work, the nonprofit got to work and raise the funds. It's expensive. It's $5,000 every 5 feet that we did.
Wow.
Yeah, so 5 feet is $5,000. It was originally 8, but as we've gone in a little further, it gets a little smaller. Now it's at 5. So it's not. Yeah, it takes a lot of work because we're restoring it as we go along. We're making the structure sound, and they're restoring it to Adolf Sutro's original specs. They have his original notes, his original paperwork, and is being restored exactly how he had envisioned his tunnel to begin with.
That is so cool. And so Sutro was the mayor of San Francisco.
Yes.
And what did he do? We have something flying around. What did he do in the Virginia City area?
Well, he built a tunnel.
Well, besides that.
he came to Virginia City. I believe he was a merchant. I think he sold tobacco products, I believe, he originally came. But after getting here, he quickly saw an opportunity in mining to
Sure.
help out and things like that. And so we had a city. He built a city, Sutro City, sat right near where the tunnel is today. So he was, essentially the mayor of Sutro City too.
Well, then I have another question. When I first moved to the Dayton area, that's over 20 years ago, I remember I guess a point of interest was Chinatown, which is now called Dayton.
Yes.
And did a lot of the people there help with that tunnel then?
Probably. It was originally, I think it's called Dutch Nicks originally, and then it was called Chinatown.
Yes.
And then it was Dayton. Yeah.
A couple of different names.
Yeah, so Sutro City, well, today, where Sutro Tunnel is in Dayton are one, but, back in the day, that seemingly close distance was a lot further on a wagon. So so the cities were separate, but Dayton, Sutro Tunnel was remote, very remote for the time. And so they had to develop housing for the workers. So I'm sure people from Dayton came, people from the Comstock, a lot of people came because, at one time Sutro City had 900 people that lived there. So It takes a lot of people. It takes a lot of men, a lot of jobs are provided to build that tunnel. So
wow. And then I think back in 1984, somewhere around there, Dayton was almost a ghost town. And here we are, it's building up. Obviously, it's no longer a ghost town. It's building up. But it's so fascinating to hear about Sutro Tunnel and Adolf Sutro. And we also have a Sutro Street.
Mm-hmm.
I live on Sutro Springs Road, and it's really, it's interesting because Sutro Springs, you think of the hot springs.
Yeah.
And so I always think about the aquifers underneath the ground, even though we're in a high desert.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting, all the old timey stuff.
Reno has a Sutro Street.
Yep.
There's a Sutro Elementary.
Yep.
You hear the name Sutro a lot all over, and people don't realize why. Or what it is, or that it's who it is, because it's a person, it's a man,
Yeah.
His contributions to mining into the area and to Comstock were so large that it's still large. It's still larger than life.
The Comstock lode, and I know a little more about it because I already mentioned to you how the Comstock lode and the Sutro entity, I should say, helped build up the San Francisco area. And that's where Sutro became mayor, right? But it also helped build up New Orleans because New Orleans had a fire. And then I think there was a fire in the Virginia City area around that time too, wasn't there?
So one of the main reasons, Adolf Sutro wanted to build a tunnel, but as we said, it's expensive. It cost, by today's standard, it was $100 million to complete that tunnel.
Wow.
By today's standards, yes.
Yeah.
So that's no small feat.
No.
He struggled initially with funding because it's a lot. But then unfortunately there was a huge fire at the Yellow Jacket mine.
Yes.
And close to 40, a little under 40 miners perished during that fire. And the purpose, Adolf Sutro pointed out, he had a big speech at the Piper's Opera House, and he pointed out, had his tunnel been built, those men would have survived. They would have had a way out of that.
A way out, yeah.
And so that really woke a lot of people up. And initially it was funded by the miners themselves. They were the initial funders that started giving their own hardwood money just so that they could protect themselves, which brought on more people and more funding.
Oh, sure. And then for a while there, Virginia City kind of went on the wayside of almost being a ghost town.
Yeah.
And then it became a tourist town.
Yeah, Virginia City's done, I've seen like videos and things of Virginia City from, the 30s and the 40s. And it was, back then it wasn't looking great, but I was just in Virginia City this last weekend because I love it up there. It's so much fun. And it's people everywhere, and they've really done a great job. And Dayton too. Downtown Dayton is awesome. I love everything they've got with the pretty little restaurants, and we just ate at one recently.
Very quaint. Very quaint.
It is very quaint, and it's sweet, and it's a great place for people to go.
Great. Yeah, it is.
It could get
good food.
Go get some food. See downtown Dayton. Come to Sutro Tunnel. Make a whole day of it with your family. Bring the kids.
Right, exactly. And so we're going to move on to Lucy. What does it take to actually plan an event? There's a lot of work involved in it, right?
There is, yes. And the first thing is I have to make sure my guides are available. We are looking for more guides. If people want to come and volunteer, they can reach out to me and we'll get you trained up to be a guide. We're starting our orientation this month.
Oh, okay. And so what events do you have coming up right now?
I have a field trip coming up. I have a charity tour for a local group. And we have the Leisure Club coming. We're doing a tour for them.
What's the Leisure Club?
The Leisure Club is a group here in Carson City.
Yeah, we just talked with them.
Yeah, we just went to dinner with them.
They're the oldest organization, the oldest like a social club organization in all of Carson City. In the whole area.
Wow.
They're still around. Yeah.
That is cool.
Super great people, and they're coming out to have a tour here with us. I got two of my most knowledgeable guides on it, Pat and Lee. They're going to lay out the full history for them.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic.
And self-guided tours too.
Yeah, we're starting self-guided tours. That's coming up. It's going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 10 to 3.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, where you're open to the public. So the gates will be open, and you come during that time. You can, we'll give you a map and scan the card. I think it's $12 a person, and
$12 per
and
person.
you can.
That's not bad at all.
No, not at all. And you can come and you can see the grounds and come to the museum and learn some stuff. And
That
it's
is-
actually, and children are free.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's cool. All right, Lucy. What other volunteers do you need besides guides?
Oh, we need docents, and we need carpenters.
yes.
If you know anything about historic preservation or carpentry, please reach out if you want to volunteer with us. We have lots of amazing projects we're going to be working on.
Cool. And you have some other events coming up as well. I think I kind of glanced at the website. So what's coming up?
Oh, public tours are coming up on June 17th and 20th, and every third Wednesday and Saturday of each month through September. And you can book those through our website. That will give you a full tour of the site, the tunnel, and everything, with our very knowledgeable guides, as I said. And
Let's see. The tickets for special events, where do they go to get their tickets?
that would be on our website, thesutrotunnel.org.
thesutrotunnel.org.
And it'll list all of the events we've come up. She mentioned the public tours. Those ones are really cool because I think how much are those each?
$35 a person, unless you're a Dayton resident, a senior, or I believe it's a firefighter, a veteran.
And you get
And then you get it down for $25.
What's really cool about that
that's good.
is you get to go into the tunnel. The self-guided tours are limited. There's no tunnel access, but with these, you get to go inside some of the buildings and you get to go inside the tunnel. And then you have one of our expert guides there to guide you as well. So those ones they're so cool. They're really, really cool to do.
We want you to come back and talk with us some more. You said you're a storyteller.
Yes.
What do you do as a storyteller?
Well, I do historical documentaries. I do short form documentaries about Nevada.
Okay.
I go to I find things on maps that don't exist anymore. And then
Sure.
I go to each spot and then I do little documentaries. I'm now working on some for the Sutro Tunnel as well, about the city that's out there, Sutro City. We've got some fun little mysteries coming up about Sutro Tunnel, things that we found that we don't want to, give too much information about.
You don't want too much, right?
But we might have found a missing cemetery. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
no
want to say.
That is too cool.
So we're gonna have some fun things coming up in that realm too. So some short form videos and on our YouTube channel.
That is awesome. Well, I wanted to say thank you both ladies for coming to visit us. And we do have a few little PSAs that they're going to help me out with the reading side. And so I wanted Lucy to tell everyone about the official summer school is out for the different counties. And so I gave her a sheet to read for us.
All right. So the last day of school for Carson City will be June 4th.
Woo.
For Douglas County, it'll be June 10th. For Lyon County, June 12th. Story County, May 29th. Ooh, coming up there.
Yeah, we want to be in Story County.
Yeah. Yeah, but then they start early too when it's still hot.
Never mind.
Churchill County is June 5th.
June 5th. Very good. Very good. And what else do we have over here in PSAs that maybe Harmony could read for us?
Yeah. So for all those Pop Warner football and cheerleading fans, we have registration is open until June 1st. So that's coming up soon. So you want to get in there and sign up if you can.
Righto.
And then we've got a little Dayton Valley thing. We've got yard sale, which is to benefit the Judy Project, which is a nonprofit.
The Judy Project.
And that's on June 6th.
Yes. And you know what the Judy Project is? Have you been up there near Dayton Tap House and up Cemetery Road?
Yes.
Have you heard all the peacocks?
You told me about that. Who doesn't love a peacock?
I
right?
know.
And
I grew up with peacocks when I was a kid. So
I wish I did.
yeah, it's like if you were living next to an airport, you would hear the planes, right?
Yeah.
But you really don't hear them.
Do peacocks
After
make-
time passes by, you don't hear the peacocks. You don't hear the planes. You don't hear the trains. But the peacocks are really cool. They are absolutely
I
gorgeous.
didn't even know that they made noise.
Oh, yes. They scream quite a bit. Yes. They will wake you up anytime, day or night. And they love to be high up in the trees. But the Judy Project is really cool. If you wanted to learn more about peacocks and the beauty of them and see some of the artists that are in that area, that yard sale is a good place to start out at. What else you got over there? Got anything else? Whoop, let's see. Judy Project. We have this. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we got the summer tech camp from Computer Corps.
Yeah. What's that about?
Well, the students aged 9 to 15 have fun and learn about recycling computers, testing, assembly, and operation. At the end, they take home their own computer system.
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
That's pretty cool.
They get,
They'll have 3 separate tech camps, each lasting for 2 weeks. These are held at 4630 U.S. Highway 50 East in Carson City. And they'll be on June 15th, July 6th, and July 27th.
wow.
Awesome.
That's really interesting because it gives the kids some exposure to working with computers and with everything changing in our computer world with AI. I'm not sure if they're going to teach you AI there, but they're going to show you things that you can do with your computer. And that's always kind of fun to be able to be rewarded with a computer and bringing it home.
My son did one of those when he was younger, and he loved it. It was one of the best things that he'd done.
So
He was
much fun.
Computer programming, and he came out. Still today, he's now 19, but there's things he still learned from that camp from when he was like 10 years old. So they're definitely worth it.
Oh, I learned so much as a kid from having a computer, just building web pages and all that sort of thing, learning just to communicate with people on the internet.
Isn't that cool, huh? So, all right, Lucy, give me your phone number one more time, please, for folks, because I know folks are going to be calling you and they're going to want to join Sutro Tunnel Charity because there's so many things going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, to volunteer, to book an event, to book a private tour, or just for questions, go ahead and call me at 775-400-5111.
That's pretty close to my other Google phone number. So hey, if you ever wanted to come on the radio station and talk about your nonprofit or your community event, give me a phone call at 775-400-1151.
Oh,
you see how close it is? I know. When you called the first time, I thought, oh, am I being spoofed? And then I had to look closely to see whose phone number it was. Oh, it's not mine.
You can always get a hold of us too at the website also,
Yes.
the sutrotunnel.org. And there's a lot of great information on there and ways to book things, and the phone numbers on there as well.
I really love the storytelling idea. I think that's just awesome about the history of the area, because a lot of people who are just moving from Nevada have probably never even heard of the Sutro Tunnel.
Yeah, and history's more interesting than people think it is. It just depends on how it's presented.
Sure.
So we present it in a really good way when you come out to the site.
That is really cool. So we are almost done. We've got just a few seconds to go, right, Uncle Tamale?
Absolutely.
Yep. And so I wanted to say again, thank you for listening to our Carson Rural Communities podcast every Thursday at noon, 95.1 FM, or live stream at knvc.org. And thanks again. We love you.
Thank
Bye.
you for having us. Bye.